All right. Shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. Come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. Before we begin, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, teach well. Much respect to you brothers, laboring worldwide in true sincerity. Hey, we back out here again. And the message don't change, man. It's evil and only evil, man. This place is going down. The Lord has purposed Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, for destruction. Right? What you got? All right.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5.
Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come.
See, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. That's what's purpose for America. Go ahead, all right.
Verse 6. And end is come.
Yep.
The end is come, and watching for thee.
See, the end is watching for you Babylonians. You Americans, you live vicariously, you live deliciously, without a care in the world. Go ahead, all right.
Behold, it is come.
Behold, it is come. So keep looking for it, right? When the stock market crash suddenly, right? When you don't have any food in your pantry, suddenly. That's what the Lord has purpose for this place. Just as in the days of Noah, man. But you don't see the time. You don't see the signs.
Now, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree.
Yep.
When its branches yet tender, and put forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh.
See, man, it's now, man. It's even at the door. You don't see the signs, but we see the signs. We see the famine approaching this place.
That's it.
Go ahead, huh?
Verse 33, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door.
See, it is near, even at the door. You people are taking in a snare, man. Just like in the days of Noah, you ain't know when it was going to come. But when it comes, it's going to be too late. Because the Lord has his man out here telling you to repent. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 34, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass
Yep.
till all these things be fulfilled.
Go ahead.
It says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not
So
pass
these
away.
words going to stand still. This word's going to stand firm. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 36,
Yep.
but of the day and hour knoweth no man.
Yep.
No, not the angels of heaven.
See, you don't know when the time has come, man. When you be taking in that snare. Hey, give me that. Yep.
And I say something too, that lets you know you can't just fake this, man. Because at any time, things can go down.
That's right.
That's it.
So this is a mental thing, it's an inward, it's an inner thing. You know?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, like Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 12. It reads, for man also knoweth not his time,
See, you don't know your time, man. Go ahead, huh?
as the fishes that are taken in the evil net,
Yep.
and as the birds that are caught in the snare,
Yep.
so are the sons of men snared in an evil time.
Yep. So all you people gonna be snared in evil time. Because you don't know what time we in. You don't know these prophecies are coming to pass. Go ahead, huh? You got
But,
something?
finish it out real quick. Just finish it off. It says, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time when it follows suddenly.
Woo, when it follows suddenly. So you
Upon
people,
them.
Salaki, huh?
Yeah.
You people gonna be taking suddenly, man. You ain't gonna know where it should come from. It's what the Lord has purpose for you, man. That's it on that.
This is Luke 12 and 56. The hypocrite, you can't discern the face of the sky.
Yep.
You know the earth
Yeah, you can discern the face of the sky, knowing it's for the rain, right? Go ahead, huh?
and the earth. But how is it that you do not discern this time?
Yeah, how do you discern this time? Hey, man, you think the stock market is going to continue with that bear market that they have going on? No, man. It's going to crash suddenly. All your wealth is going to be gone, man. Because real wealth is not damn fiat currency. Real wealth, real money is silver and gold. Cattle and slaves, man. That's what real money is, man. Yep.
It's on 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy,
Yep.
which I will put in their mouth, saith the Lord.
Yep.
Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
See, these words are faithful and true. They're going to come to pass. Thus saith the Lord. You go Numbers 23 and 19. Read that again, huh?
2nd Ezra 15 and 1 again. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, that I would put in their mouth, said the Lord.
Yep.
Verse 2, and caused them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and
See,
true.
these words are faithful and true, whether you want to believe them or not. Because the Heavenly Father sent them out. Go ahead, Al.
This is Numbers chapter 23 and verse 19. God, the Most High, is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Salaki. Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it
See,
good?
or have he spoken, or say he not making good? The Lord is making good on his words, man. You people are going to be taken in a snap. You think everything is going back to normal. Well, guess what? It's not. It's going to continue to get worse. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra, right? Let's start at verse 3.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 3. Fear not the imagination against thee.
Yep.
Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Yeah, let not the unbelief. We don't care if you don't believe. This ain't for you. Just know your destruction is drawing nigh. This place is done. It's going down. America is the weakest kingdom ever erected.
That's it.
Try me. Bet. Where you can let homosexuals, right, run rampant, give transgenders right, man, that's against the scriptures.
You can chop the rod.
Yeah, man.
And you know what? America is actually recorded in the scriptures.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand it. You see, ain't it?
Yeah, they had to get out of here.
Get out of here, man.
That's good, because it ain't for you. Just know that America's going to be destroyed soon.
That's
Know
right.
that.
Right, know
It will
that.
surely come.
That's right. Yeah. It's going to come. The Lord said we were going to go into slavery on slave ships. Guess what we did? It happened. So his words are going to reign true, man. You got that? Okay, you got that.
This is Romans 3 and 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
How about y'all try?
You're going to be on ABC in the morning. That nigga died in the horrible car accident.
And that's a true example of niggas in America, man. You niggas gotta be done away with Esau because you love his way of life, man.
Hey, real quick up. Hey, that Jake, man, not to just dwell on it, but if he don't know, man, he just sealed his face, man.
That's right. You did.
He just sealed his face,
Right
bro.
there and then. You right.
Yeah, he boasted himself
Yeah, man.
in the presence of Yahweh Shema
Right.
Shema.
Right.
You understand that this was sanctioned by a higher power, a power that controls his comings and goings. You know, that nigga done.
Hey, he ain't know he was gonna get up.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this too. It's you niggas that's holding up the kingdom. That's really when you go into it. When you read 1 Kings the 8th chapter, you go into that, man. Right? You niggas holding up the kingdom of heaven, man. You got it out.
That's why brothers gonna jump over Esau to get to you niggas, man. Because you holding up the kingdom, man. All right?
Hey, even the Lord said, pray not for this people, man. Now it makes sense. See, the Lord, you know, all throughout the different generations, you had Jeremiah, you had the different prophets that were trying to make a petition for Israel. But the Lord brought us back here in this time when they got liberty. So they can show their true colors. You got a broad, as long as you handcuffing them, she gonna do, you know, Israel was bound by the law, they was playing games. The temple was coming. Now the Lord took all that away, do what you gonna do. And this bitch showed us true colors, man.
See, make a point. That's why the script said, "Don't Moses Samuel still before me."
That's it.
Because they on the scene when Samuel came to town. Hey, you got to get right before Samuel. Now they don't know who the prophets is. We seeing these niggas behind the scenes. You know?
And that's so beautiful. That's part of the Lord catching them in the snap.
That's it.
You know, you think we just guys on the corner now, man. The Lord done raised up lowly men that you don't have reverence for just to snare you.
That's the glory. That's that glory. The glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
And that's an indictment against them. Like, let's say for an example, if you at the four-way and you see a cop, you ain't gonna run the light. But let's say it's the same cop, but he undercover. You will run the motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't know what he is.
Yeah, that's how the Lord did the prophets this time. We undercover, we come as common men. We use hand gestures and mannerisms that if you're not in the right spirit, you'll be thrown off. But that's how to show you how the Lord is a snare, man. Hey, the same prophet back that you read about. Yep.
Yep, beautiful. And they are back, man. And we out here prophesying the downfall of this wicked king.
Yep.
Why? Because the Lord told us to, man.
That's right.
Yep.
Romans 3:3 again. It says, for what a son did not believe.
So what a song to not believe, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect. The Most High forbid. Yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
See, the Lord has purposed destruction for Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. So his word's going to be true. And every man a liar, man. Point blank, period.
Back in 2nd Ezra 15, start back at 3 again. Spend not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yeah, we know you speak against us. We know you hate us coming out here and seeing us every weekend on the corner, man. You think we care? No. We hate you too.
Right.
2nd Ezra 15:4. For all the faithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
So all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. You don't want to believe or you half-assing this, guess what? You're going to die, man. Your faith is little.
Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
Yep.
The sword,
The sword,
famine, death,
yep.
and destruction.
See, these are things that the Lord has purpose for Babylon the Great. He's going to bring these things upon the whole world. Death, famine, death, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. Ain't none of that good. That's what's here for America.
Well, that's woke.
That's good.
That's what the scripture say, woke.
Beautiful.
Whoa. You know, to those that are evil. Whoa. To the bloody city, man. Whoa. You know, that's trouble, man. That's anguish. That's pain. All right? You people are already in anxiety out here, man.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's right, man. You people are right for the taking, man. You don't have a clue what's going on. You don't have a clue. But that's just in the days of Noah.
So like, can I say that? They look at us, right? Because it seems like we're in a bubble, like we're an exhibition. But we look at two people like that.
Exactly.
You Americans, the craziest people on the planet Earth. That's right. Right, your diet, you eat McDonald's.
Yeah,
that
man.
enough right there cancels you out from having any understanding. You Americans, the craziest people on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And you boast in yourself as if you somebody. And I know this he might thinking in his head, but go back to Africa. That's what he's thinking. You know, that's their comeback. But once you go back to Petra, man. That's
right. That's right.
You damn criminal, man.
Yeah, right.
You got let off. You hear them stories about they let off a prisoner by mistake. Nigga got let out by mistake, man. Oh, well, that's when he got loosed after the 1,000 years. He really supposed to got death. After 1,000 years, he got loose. But that's the scripture. The scriptures tell you how it seems that this is an error from the Most High, man. That this devil is out, man, without a chain on him, man. And been given liberty to apply his will to the planet Earth. And then them same devils, they'll come out and say, yeah, mankind, you know, technology, these factories, and, you know, the evolution of technology, this is what has contributed to the diminishing of, man, we don't want to hear that bullshit, man.
Yeah, you right.
It's you, man. It's you devils. You the one who took down the planet Earth, man. You give this motherfucker some liberty, he have a menu with a damn pig on it, man. That's direct offense against the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. It's extra. You gotta pay extra bread
For the bacon. For the damn abomination, man.
for the abomination. That's why we know you the devil, man. We know you the devil and Satan and the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Him, man. This motherfucker, man. And we know we're not that shallow. So like that we look at stuff that's carnal and that. But you can tell these people might just in their spirit, man. Because they continuation of the ancient Roman Empire and such. This was common in the ancient Roman Empire, running around damn near naked. You had them gymnasiums working out. And you know what that really showed you? That Esau, they trust in themselves. That's why the scripture threw that nugget in there. It finally exercised prophet little. Esau, you said, get old, they got patches and shit, monitoring their heart, and they running. Bitches ain't even running. You know, they just, he's switching. We call it switching in there. But you know what it's really really about? It's about these devils trying to establish their own life expectancy, man. Their lifespan. They feel that it's in their power. They think that they control, you know, their destiny, man.
Yep.
It's like,
You know, it's beautiful. But yeah, that's true, man. Because these devils think they have free will, man. And we know that they don't have free will. You know, no one has free will, man. You are controlled by the Heavenly Father, whether you want to believe it or not. But that should let you know to be in much more failure, how about shot, that he put this base man above us. He put this base low man above us, man, to where his laws are how we're governed, man. All right, now we coming out of that, man. Yep. You got that.
God, this is Psalm 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
And that's pride, man. You think your house is going to continue forever, but the Lord said he's going to throw you down. Go ahead,
They call their lands after their own name.
You got something? Go ahead.
In Isaiah 47 in verse 10, it reads, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness."
See, you trust in your wickedness, man. You trust in your laws was contrary to your how about shall shot. Go ahead,
It says, "Thou hast said, none seeth me."
Yep.
Thou,
That's that, yeah. You say none see you, but the Lord is revealing every move you make now. That's why you're in straits right now, man. You can't get your new world order off, man. It's something coming up every time. Something with the Maxine. You got it.
And for a period of time, none didn't see him. Because that was his power. Once again, that was his power. Deception. You know what I'm saying? Do that. As the scripture speaks about that covering cast. Once again, that's why he put a covering cast on everybody, man. Called you a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. You know, by words and in Proverbs, man. But now, due to the spirit, due to that light. That's how you bring it to the light. Bring, or shed darkness on something through the light. Now we know, man, and that's the secrecy, man. When you got something in secret, you got something in the dark. You hide something, and that was their power, man. But now, read it again.
I got a precept to back you up.
Okay.
Just back you up, just going back to it. He's being revealed now. This is Wisdom of Solomon 1. I start at verse 7. It says, "For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world."
Yeah, the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world. And how do the Most High, do Yahweh Shah deal with or just pour His Spirit out upon the world? Through men. He worked through men. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they say, they let you know this water is going to seep through every crack and crevice, man. So it ain't like when you turn the light on, you see how it's still a shadow right there. With this light, ain't no shadows. So that's why I said, none see me, but now we do see you now, nigga.
That going to the elite.
Yep, that's it.
Because you always thought it was the president that ran it. You always thought it was, a certain regime, which publicly come out and tell you that they want to have a flag. But all the time, it was a motherfucker behind the scenes. Like, that's why they mean when they say none sealed me. Because the bankers was the ones who was controlling the policies. Man. Hey, and guess what's at the forefront? We the only group that really identify them motherfuckers, man. We got, just get them out, man. This nigga wanted right here. That's the wanted poster, man. Yeah, we going right at the head of the circle. That's it. That's how you kill the circle. You got to go to the head. See? Yep, go ahead.
It says, "For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things have the knowledge of the voice. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid."
See, he cannot be hid, man. So it was going to catch up to Esau, regardless. Because when you speak unrighteous things, it cannot be hid. Why? Because it's combating truth now. That's 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Hey, as long as you were playing it safe and doing whatever you was doing without trying to inflict the planet Earth with your policy, then maybe you could have, But as soon as you start pushing something that's contrary, that's you challenging the Lord to a duel. And when you say, I'm going to push lies, well, by default, the Spirit of truth is going to overwhelm you. That's what 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 27th verse. Yep, so you go back.
Back Isaiah 47. Yeah, Isaiah 47:10. It says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness."
Go ahead.
Thou hast said, none seeth me.
And you think none see you, but the Lord has revealed you now. Go ahead. Oh, you got 2 Thessalonians 2:8. Read that, give up yourself. Oh, you got it.
Ephesians 5:3, just going just back to what you're saying. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light.
And that's what we out here doing. We out here to reprove you, Esau. And it's made manifest by the light of your heart by Shah. But yeah, the Lord is revealing. Go ahead and you just got right there.
It's on Luke 12 and 2.
Yep.
For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed,
Yep.
neither hid that shall not be known.
So we know now, man, through the spirit of power by Shah that the so-called white man is the Edomites, man. All right, you've been trying to hide that. You've been a vagabond and a criminal on the loose, man. But now the Lord has revealed these things to us in these last days. And you receiving your judgment, you're being reproved.
I'm going to jump up. Ephesians 5 and 7, it says, Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Yep.
Oh, can I say? With who? With who? That's why we get to the bottom of things over here, man. Yeah, somebody just reading precepts. You just reading the scripture, man. That motherfucker said, stand for the daily reading. That motherfucker just standing there reading. And you said, yeah, that's right.
Bring it out,
No, man, the scriptures tell you to inquire of the Lord. You got to ask the Lord what's going on, man. If you're in class, you got to say, to the counselor. Oh, that's what happens in counseling. And that's why it ain't really for the emotions. Because sometimes you have to get on other brothers in the council. You got to cuss brothers, whatever. Hey, because you know, like let's say Coca-Cola. You think they just sitting there, them niggas throwing tablets at each other? But they come out of there, man, they come together with something, that's the idea of a council, man. So we're going to stand up and ask the Lord, what you think, Woo. Read that again. That's how we get to the bottom. That's how you edify the flock, man. Go ahead, huh?
Ephesians 5 and verse 7, Be ye therefore partakers, Salakia, be not ye therefore partakers with them.
All right, so now you got to say, well, who? Give me Ecclesiastes, the 13th chapter. I'm not going to answer it by, we're going to get the scriptures on it. Who not to be partakers with? Yep, you got it? Whoever got it, get that Ecclesiastes 13.
This is the book of Sirach.
And let's just say hypothetically we wasn't using the Bible. Okay. All you got to do is just assess this devil. You shouldn't really want to be a partaker with him anyway. If you're a real man, okay, because we the heads of the nation, man. All right, if you're a real man, you don't want to be sided with this homo, man. Yep, go ahead.
This is Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 1.
He's an Epicurean. We Stoics. He's an Epicurean, man. Esau pushed out that spirit of eating in the morning. Facilitating your lust, okay? Well, go ahead.
This is Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 1. He that toucheth pigs shall be defiled therewith.
It was pigs, Esau. See, there you go. That's pigs right there. If you touch it, if I touch, let's say if I touch something with dust on it, then I'm gonna be defiled. It's gonna be on me now. The only way I can get rid of it, I had to clean it off. See, go ahead.
And he that have fellowship with a proud man.
Right, who is this proud man? That's Esau. Okay? Just look at his military, which that is at the forefront of Esau's campaign. His military. That's why he was given a sword, man. Huh? Oh, that's the Proud Boys. Oh, that's the spirit. Goddamn Proud Boys coming up here, man. Y'all make sure y'all get the cameras. The camera guys get on deck. Hey, matter of fact, get that, man.
Is that good or bad? Is that good or bad?
You probably might pick that one up.
Is that good or bad?
No, be subtle. Y'all come up with it. That's the spirit. You can't make this up. This said, be not fellowship with the proud man. Read that again. And if you look close, you'll see that word proud somewhere.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
He that have
And they got the
fellowship.
strap. They got the strap.
He that have fellowship with a proud man.
See, you telling on yourself.
Yeah.
You the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Your action, your works tell who you is, man. Okay? Go ahead,
He that have fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him.
Right, so if you have fellowship with this devil, you're gonna be just like him. And what's pushed in this society? Homosexuality. All right, women usurping the authority of men. Not because you got a homo in power, man. who don't follow the ways of the Bible, man, what you gonna find out, this is the most powerful book on the planet Earth. This dictates the coming and goings of men. Okay, we don't give a damn about your campaign or whatever you stand for. This book right here is what establishes what goes, what happens here on this planet Earth, man.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead, huh?
This is Isaiah chapter 24.
That was something else, man. Go ahead.
Chapter 24 and
You know, they start boasting their weapons like, fuck them, man. I'm telling you, man. In the spirit, when Yahweh Shabbat gives that power, man.
alright.
Now, go ahead, huh? Hey, 'cause that's what these devils do. So they boast, they show their weapons, and that's our cue to fall back, man. You better hope the spirit of the Lord don't flare up on you, man. Go ahead, huh?
This is Isaiah chapter
Hey, well, hold
24.
up, it's gonna happen, man. See, it's decreed that the Lord gonna take down you proud ass devils, man. Hey, when you read that, go back to where you was at, huh?
Okay. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 13, and verse 1. It says, "He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith.
Go ahead.
And he that have fellowship with the proud
You see the
man."
spirit, brought them proud niggas right there, man. And what the scripture say about pride? The next step is it gonna be broken down, gonna be taken down, man. Yep, go ahead, huh?
And he that have fellowship with the proud man shall be likened to him.
I like that. It looked like that. What's the guy? The guy right there said, you know, man. Hey, but you see, right? You gotta be circumspect too, because you know you saw the video came out where the devil said, "Yeah, we coming." You know, the devil had his straps. You know, those different militias, that's the same. We're like the same. He could have been in Alabama. Right before we did. Which in the spirit, we had them to come up. They actually descended on the camp before. Them guys, I just saw them too. I just saw them. I believe it was at the Capitol building. Them same snake motherfuckers. Yep. What you call them? What they call them? Don't tread on them. They came up to the camp, man. They called them the Proud Boys, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, they pulled one of the brothers to the side and said, "We see y'all, yeah." See, we out here so the Lord snaring you. The Lord put us out here as a bait. So you can play with us. The Lord show his power, man. Yep, go ahead, huh?
Good. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. "The earth mourneth and fadeth away."
Right, the planet Earth is mourning and fading because of the so-called white man. And I dare you get mad, man. It's the so-called white man that has polluted the planet Earth.
Right.
All right, you got what they call it? Beaching. Well, you got whales just commit suicide. They'd rather just come up here and die in the air rather than breathe in the toxins that's in the sea, man. You got
Like in the past week, it was like 4 whales beat themselves. Just the past week, man. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Animals commit suicide.
This is the worst case scenario, man.
Yeah.
The devil, you waiting on some guy to come out in your sleep. Right? It's like Freddy Krueger, you scared to go to sleep. That's what you waiting on him to get you, man. Meanwhile, the real devil, it's biting.
Good. It
It's
says,
for the devil.
Yeah.
it says, "The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish."
See, the haughty people of the earth, that word haughty is synonymous with proud, man. That's who's beginning the language under the watch of this is his society that's crumbling. So you can't look at us and say y'all fail.
Right.
We already know we failed. We understand that we went off and we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. But what's taking place on the planet Earth is under your watch, man.
That's it.
See, you are languishing. Go ahead, real quick. Give me
Okay,
the
good.
Proverbs 16:18.
That's it.
Pride goeth before destruction.
That's it, man. And that's only for the watchers. That's only for those of you who have eyes to see. Those of you who are those of you who are evaluating life, man. Viewing life through the lenses of reality, through the scriptures, man. See, that message is for us. Because why? We looking at it chronologically. That's why when you listen to the prophet, they said, "Lord, at this time," which you do at that time. So the Lord is telling me right there, okay, yeah, destruction coming when these motherfuckers reach their peak. When pride is at its height, man. When you put the proud in rulership, okay? Go ahead.
pride goes before destruction.
Yep, pride going before destruction, man.
And,
Which America will be destroyed according to biblical prophecy. Now that's not going to register with you if you base your opinions upon something else. See that? But if you claim to build your foundation of the scriptures, then let's deal. Other than that, just move on, man, because you're going to get put to death anyway.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, and a Holy Spirit before a fall.
See, before you fall, before these devils actually fall, that spirit is going to be heightened. That's a damn proud Edomite, man. This Edomite day, man. This Edomite got these motherfuckers out.
Yeah, they out.
They got their SPF 50 on.
What was that? Governor K. Ivey. She lifted in
Oh, yeah,
vain.
my Matlock. Governor Matlock.
Governor
Matlock.
Matlock. He played on the 6th Navy team. He was a long snapper. Yeah, man. Yeah. Paul was Johnson. Nigga from Rhode Island.
This is Isaiah chapter 24.
You'll be surprised what you find out about these devils, man. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah
6th National Championship Navy team.
24 verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
There you have it. The reason why you have plastic. That's part. The reason why you had, like the brother mentioned, you have different sea life beaching themselves, commit suicide. In California, you have birds falling out the air, man. That's not how life works. Okay, the earth has to be sick. It has to be plagued. And we found out that the plague is Esau, the so-called white man.
That's right.
You can't get mad at that. Go ahead.
It
Like,
says,
I just kind of figured out these devils, how they move. They don't move like everybody. They just make you deceptive. They don't really show you they mad the way we would show you they mad. They smirk, man. They're the most subtle of beasts, man. Yeah, go ahead. They woken up already telling a joke about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
it
Three
says,
guys in the backseat of a car. Who's driving? The cop. Go ahead.
hey, it says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Edomite body. I got another good one. Yep, go ahead.
It says, because they have transgressed the law.
Yeah, they transgressed the law. The so-called white man set up statutes and commandments that's contrary to what's in the scriptures, man. And what's an indictment against him? Get Psalm 50. The indictment is he know about the laws. But him being contrary to the highest of highest, the Heavenly Father Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shah, then by instinctively he's going to come up against it, man. He was built that way. He was wired to, if you have two options, you got pork right here, and Esau going to veer over to the pork. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yep, the earth is defiled under the so-called white man. Okay, that's who's in power. That's where the chemtrails come from. That's why you got a McDonald's. You can't blame that on everybody else. I thought the Africans was uncivilized.
It says,
I'm just saying Africans the second these Edomites. Go ahead, huh?
It says, because they have transgressed the law, changed the
You
ordinances.
can't tell me the so-called white man hasn't transgressed the law. Because let's say if you don't know nothing about the Bible, but the law of life, let's make them that. The law of life tells you that men and men shouldn't be together. Transgressed. Yep, go ahead.
And broken the...
That's heavy. This is a living document, man. You just went into open up another portal, man. You just really opened up another portal. That's true, man. Go ahead,
Because they have transgressed the law,
Yep.
changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant.
Yep. And go back into, for an example, go back into the covenant that was made with the natives. You broke that. Now you devils boast because you got weapons. But it's nothing, it's not integrity with breaking an agreement.
Right.
Fuck them, man. Go ahead,
Therefore have the curse devoured the earth.
Oh, and who's the curse? Esau, the so-called white man, is actually the curse, man. He has devoured the earth. And it tells you that in Revelation the 11th chapter, how the earth, the Lord said he would destroy those who destroy the earth. See, it's the same story. The Lord going to destroy Esau, but then you get into that chapter, he's giving you another glimpse into what? You got to just bring all them pieces together. See, Esau have you get messed up there and say, okay, yeah, he said he was going to destroy Esau this time, but now he's going to destroy different people. No, that's the same people, man. Go ahead.
It says, and they that dwell therein are desolate.
Yep, and they that dwell therein. Now, to dwell means to make that your habitation. to live and in the spirit, that means you cleave to this place. If you dwell, that's your home. That's where you abide. That's why Yahweh said, those who abide in me, those who dwell in my courts. When you dwell somewhere, that means you live there. So all you people who really attached to America, the Lord is going to destroy you, man. Go ahead. All that, give me what you got.
Okay, this is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 20. Young men have seen light and dwelt upon the earth, but the way of knowledge have they not known.
Yeah, see? Right? The way of knowledge you have not known. That's dealing with the proper knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Holy Scriptures. See, who cares about your degrees? Bachelor's, doctor's degrees, man. If you don't understand what's in this book, right, then you're a vegetable.
That's it.
Go ahead,
It says, verse 21, Baruch 3 and 21, nor understood the path thereof, nor
That's the
lay...
doctrine again. They didn't understand the path. See, there's a way out of this. There's a way that's out of this place. Come on, Brandon, you got it.
It says, nor lay hold of it, their children were far off from that way.
Yeah, you way off. Your reasoning is way off. That's what that means. They far off. You ain't got a clue what's going on. That's why you look at us like such of a marvel. You think we crazy. But out of this bubble, we looking at you like you crazy. Which you are crazy. You gotta start getting the live camera.
Yeah.
The real talk, you gotta get the live camera now. Go back into that. Because, as you can see, America, this is what you get in Babylon. We're at the height of the foolishness of Esau. This is what Esau came out the oven with. These people crazy. The first installment of these people crazy. Look at the shirt. Y'all crazy.
Real quick, this is Isaiah 32 and verse 6. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity.
Right, and that deals with his laws and legislations, man. That's why the most cringe-worthy things on the planet Earth, if you're really in the right spirit, is the laws of Esau. God, man, you might bug out if you ain't in the right spirit. They find you're apocryphal. Like if you really go into where Esau, when he pushed forth in his legislation, man, it's way off. It's way off. Yep, go ahead.
It says,
That could be right home. Like in the Babylonian Great. I should say that. That might be on. Yep, go ahead.
It said to practice hypocrisy.
Woo, they practice hypocrisy, man. That's what happens here in America. Go ahead.
And to utter error against the Lord.
Yes, woo, they utter error against the Lord. How do you utter error against the Lord? Set up legislations that's contrary, that's what's in the Bible, man. Just because your rule has told us this book isn't significant. Who are you? No, this is the laws that govern the land. The things that's written in this book. And whatever nation come up against whatever's written in this book, they mark for death. It didn't change with America.
That's right.
So now with that said, if you got the LGBTQ, then what's going to happen to America? America's going to be destroyed, man. That's it. See? Oh, see? He ran up. Yeah, he's See? Go ahead.
He all perplexed.
He's perplexed. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 50.
He never heard that idea, man. Go ahead.
Chapter 50 verse 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith,
Yep, go ahead.
what hast thou to do?
So you won't get it confused. Get Malachi. Give me Malachi. One of y'all give me Malachi 1 and 4. Read this again.
But unto the wicked,
Yeah, go ahead.
but unto the wicked the Most High saith,
Right, so now we got to find out who is the wicked. The wicked, that's not an equal opportunity thing. The wicked is the so-called white man.
Right.
Okay? The reasons why you got chemtrails in the air. The reason why you got homosexuality.
That's it.
Being legalized and protected. Go ahead, huh?
It said, but
Hey,
unto
we're in
the
a
wicked,
crazy world. We're in the world of the wicked, man. Yeah. Oh, that's since Biden been in the office. Over 90, Biden is a sicko. That's just 3 states?
That's just 23 states.
Oh, 23 states you had over 90 laws that supported transgenders in over 23 states.
Their imagination is only evil continuing.
Oh, even continually, man. This man is driven by wickedness, man. He's so-called white man. Everything he pushes for wickedness, man.
Right.
Okay, he's contrary to the God of the Bible.
Thank y'all.
All right, hey,
Real
go
quick,
ahead.
just to back you up. Just going back to he was driven. He's motivated by wickedness. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 4. This is the book of Genesis. It's like Genesis 4 and verse 7. It says, if thou do well, shall thou not be accepted?
Come on, if Esau did well, then he would be accepted. As it were, all the nations reject this man. Hey, the animals reject Esau.
Right.
If you was to ask a deer, let's just say real talk, hypothetically, you can communicate with a deer, and you ask him, what people to keep me away from? He's gonna say the so-called white man. Even though you got the crazy Hamites out there, but they hunting for basically survival for the most part. Esau for sport, he kills the animals, man. See, go ahead.
It says, and if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire.
And unto sin shall be your desire, which takes place in your mind. So this man is driven by, sin is his desire. The way he lay out even his infrastructure, it all has sin in mind. You got his desires unto sin. You have a grocery store with pork in it. That was by design. That's because his heart was desiring sin. Hey, and it's like animals. The scriptures say the beasts of the field will teach thee. You can have certain animals that eat certain things that might be egregious to you, but he was wired that way. You have a frog that eat a fly with a. You might marvel at that, but that's what he's geared to eat. But that's Esau. Esau is geared to push forth wickedness, man. Yep, go ahead.
Proverbs 4:16, it says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, or their sleep is taken away.
Yeah, this motherfucker can't sleep. He's tossing and turning. Because he can't trip, lay another stumbling block in front of him. Go ahead.
The top 10 billionaires ain't been getting no sleep in the past year, man.
Well,
That's been documented.
Your boy who died, who had the 7 he had the 7 transplant. He had big ass money bag.
I got a money bag.
The boy said, blood. Straight up, he hadn't slept in weeks.
Dixon,
Hey, we got the picture. I think we got the picture. We might have the picture. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that nigga right now. This nigga right here.
You got the older picture of him though. Before he died, when the boy had the 7 transplant.
Yeah, this nigga right here.
But that ain't what he got.
Oh, no, this kind of more. It's more to play.
That was after the 3rd transplant.
I think that's
The lab was like goddamn beach balls on his eyes.
That's going suburbs.
Oh, yeah. That's Sunrose, yeah. He's one of the elite bankers, elite families, or part of the elite family. Go ahead.
read it again. Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they have caused some to fall.
Yeah. Unless you put a stumbling block in front of you, man. Because it's Esau that really caused you to fall, man. You know? Because, again, he accommodates your lust for wickedness. You know, if you have on spirit in you, and you have a certain desire, then Esau accommodates that for you. He actually facilitates that for you. It's access here in Babylon the Great. So he's like a waiter in hell. You're in hell, the depths of hell, the waiter with a damn tuxedo and a pitch tongue, tail. He's serving you all the wickedness you want, man. Yeah, that Milford. That's that arrow on that tail.
I got something
Proverbs 4:17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got. Well, this is Luke chapter 4 and verse 5. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, For that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will give it.
Yeah. Yeah, so, oh, go, you got it.
That let you know, man, that the power of this world right now is given into Esau's hand. He's the wickedest ruler in this world, man. He was delivered to it by Satan himself. He just said he had the power to deliver this to whoever he wanted to.
I got some place just bag you up real quick. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 9. Even him who's coming is after the working of saints.
Yeah, that's it.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
That's Esau, man. Yeah, get him out. Get them bankers out, man.
Get that up too. Get that up too.
Get all them signs up, yeah.
Somebody got a dog. Yeah. I'm gonna put this out there on
Yeah, if anybody got a dog, put him out there. Andrew Jackson. And that spirit, that dog, double up.
You gonna get it too, George.
That's it. All devils.
Double, Andrew. Yeah. So the so-called white man is not going to escape with the spoils, man. See? Yeah, come on.
Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Right. Who is the wicked? Give me Malachi 1 and 4.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Now, who is Edom? That's the so-called white man. That's what we found out through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shah, which is the most wanted man in the Bible. That's the most wanted man in the Bible, man. Is Esau Edom, man. That's what you find out in the scripture. He wanted from the Most High, man. You listen to what he's doing, bro.
That's just like, what it is on that Magic Jackson and shit, that blue magic. Everybody on that blue magic, who it came from?
Yep, he on the blue magic.
Oh yeah, the Magic City.
That's Magic City, yeah. The Lion of the Chaldeans. Yep, you had some up? You had some?
Oh, no.
Malachi 1 and 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
And that's what this man did. After the ancient Roman Empire fell, he came back with this new beast system. You know? The Lord put a resilient spirit on him. This is a major part of biblical prophecy, man. America itself. You know, you got to kind of appreciate like where you at. Like, you know, this is where the Lord's going to work his most beautiful piece of work. Yeah, this is the last captivity. Where does the scripture say death is the final? This is the most famous place in the Bible. Get that. America, Babylon the Great, is actually the most famous place in the Bible, man. This is the place where Yahweh Shai coming back to. Hey, Yahweh Shai didn't go to the ancient Roman Empire and all its power and splendor and glory. He came into ancient Rome on a donkey, man. I mean, what's it like? Nope, I tell you that he came into Jerusalem, but you know, man, he made his appearance. That was outlined in the scripture the way he came. This time he's coming on a white horse, which symbolizes righteous power. Man. That's how the Lord coming back to America. So that's why this is the most famous place in the Bible, man. They got 1 minute.
Isaiah 47 and 3.
1 2 minute ball.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. Isaiah 47 and verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah, that's why we out here. This is the proof of that. If Esau wasn't found out to be the guy, then why we out here saying it? See? Go ahead.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
That's beautiful. Yeah, the Lord this time is his turn is not going to be as a man. It's going to be as an angelic power, man. You know? Imagine that energy. You ever felt like her energy like a live wire? I know you've been around wire. It was like a power. We hear that. That's gonna be, you're gonna feel power. It ain't gonna be the same when you have a shot return, man. You're gonna feel it. Boy, gonna come in all this power, man. Your eyes, you're gonna see colors you never saw before. You think the Lord coming with the glory you got? Like, I'm gonna wear Chicago blues. The Chicago Bulls. I mean, Chicago Cubs. A touch of that. No, the angel coming with another glory. From the heavens, the whole different colors and all that, man. Yeah, come on.
It's Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
Right, so Basra is the capital city in Edom, man. That translates to America. That shows you how famous this place is. They talking about America all right here, man. When you read Job 38, it's talking about America. Judges, the 5th chapter.
Going to the carnal aspect of it, Russia talking about America, all right, the UK, British, India, you talk about Syria, you know what I'm saying, Israel, everybody talk about America, man. Hey, America is on these people's radar, man, you know, and especially Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Yeah, the scripture said the Lord said he will raise the nation, not spare no arrows.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, scripture say that, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and bring it up since you got it.
God, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, in verse, I'll start at verse 13. It reads, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate.
There you go, talking about America again.
Everyone that go up by Babylon shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all her plagues.
Yep.
Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
Right, so yeah, now the Lord says he's going to send forth the destruction, man. And that destruction is going to come by way of these nations surrounding America, man. And there's a reason why America's going to be destroyed. Because America promotes everything that's contrary to the Bible. You know? So that means the Lord going to destroy whoever sides with America, the so-called white man.
All right.
So this means what? If you're a homo, goodbye. Goodbye. You're a homo, the Lord gonna put your ass to death. That's
right.
Guaranteed. You think all of a sudden you, out of everybody, you gonna get away.
Yeah.
Come on, man. The Lord took out the time to kill Sodom and Gomorrah whole and all the 5 neighboring cities. So you think America's gonna get away with the spoils, man? You people might as well get ready. The Lord already prepared it, already written. Yeah, come on.
And these motherfuckers here in America, they'll make these people back then in Sodom uncomfortable, man. How freaking these people
Oh, but that's it. That's the spirit.
Man.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. See that? I'll be uncomfortable, man. What the fuck? This place, America, got to be destroyed. You got that? Yeah. Take a look at that. That's the fate of America.
That's right.
Because America promote you boast. You don't even blush. You thumb your nose up at the Most High, man. That shit, did you see that nigga?
I don't know what the fuck was that. That was a thing.
And that's the spirit. The Lord said, this place the most wickedest kingdom. And like the brother brought out, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, they'll blush at you people, man. Yeah, go ahead. And that nigga blocking the room with him. Stop. Yeah. You can't get away from this. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that been the bold.
Right, that's dealing with those who possess the nuclear capabilities. That you know what? In these developments, right? It's supporting our story. That shows you that this is the Lord's message. Right. I can see we were talking about missiles and you don't hear no advancement. They stopped developing missiles and the atomic bomb. This wouldn't make sense. Right. And they easily could have stopped that. But why is they advancing missiles as we teach this message? Come on, man. Why? Because we out here. But y'all looking at the other way around. We narrating what's going on, man. If you can receive it. And I'm going to say this gathering ain't for just the casual Israelite either, man. You know? This for the serious minded, the spiritual minded. Those who understand the power of what you're dealing with here. See?
Just backing up, you saying that these weapons have advanced. Let you know this is the time where it's going to be he was prepared for destruction. This is Psalm 7, and I just get to the point. Psalm 7 and 12. It says, if he turn not, he will whet his sword.
Next slide, I read it again.
No, this is Psalm 7 and 12. It says, if he turn not, he will whet his sword.
Yeah.
He outbid his bow and made it ready.
And so the Lord is preparing these missiles that you see that's being developed. The technology is for the destruction of America, man. That's the story of the Bible. See, this story is bigger than just planting into an Israelite. Yep. You know what this story is about? The works of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Right. That's who ends up getting the praise. If Jake get that lost in the shuffle, I'm an Israelite. Yeah. No, the story is for the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Who you think the people walked away from the time of Noah? You know, all these different nations, they got their own depiction of the story of Noah. That was for the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man, which was through his wrath. Okay, you got something?
It's Ezekiel 21:9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus said the Lord, say a sword is sharper.
Right, so now if you're a serious-minded Israelite, you would say, what group of men falls under this spirit? Because the Lord said, prophesy what?
A sword.
A sword. Get this up. No, the Lord said prophesy. He didn't say, hey, if you're an Israelite, hey, brother. Hey, brother. And that's the problem with Israel, too, man. Israel wants to see everybody come together. Nope. And Yahushua brought division, man. Right. We're in the time where the Lord is setting apart the elect of the nation of Israel so that they might escape the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. See that? Yep, go ahead.
A sword is sharper.
That's the message. The Lord is preparing World War III if you can receive it, man. That's the message of the Bible. Go ahead. And with that known, should we make mercy? Should we make mercy? Right. Now what you should do, you should want to desire how to come into the good graces of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Go ahead,
And also furbish. Ezekiel 21:10, it is sharper to make a sword slaughter.
Yeah, that sword slaughter is going to take place over here in America, man. You know? World War III awaits. That's what's in the Bible, man. It's waiting on you. Go ahead. Oh, that's spirit, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep.
It is furbish that he makes.
Yeah, he got the 3 on his shirt. That's spirit. You can't make that up. The brother walked by with a 3 on his shirt. Go ahead.
It is furbish.
That 10 on the back, that 10 part of the city. You really go into it. That 10 was on the back, man. Can't make this stuff up. The end. Hey, see, Yahushua is here alive and well, man. See, your eyes got to be open in the see Yahushua dealing. Yep, go ahead.
It is furbish that it make glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree.
Yep. So the Lord has prepared destruction. Okay? And what's at stake now? Mercy, man. Hoping that you will be found in the good graces of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And what's the first steps on this road to recovery? Yeah, knowing that you're an Israelite. But then what? You got to separate from this place of the mind. See, this is a wise counsel, man. See, our people, they get lured to sleep because they see the colors. You know, they see, don't let them see IUIC. They see IUIC. As simple as our people is, they're going to say, whoa, man. Oh, my goodness. They'll see the arm, man. So let's find out what you got to do. Get 2 Corinthians 6. You got some more on that? I think 6, what is it, 17? Yep, go ahead.
Ezekiel 21:11.
Yep.
And he had given it to be furbished.
Yeah.
That it may be handled.
Yep, that it might be handled. Go ahead.
This sword is sharpened. And it's furbished. It's to give it unto the hand of the slayer.
Yep. It's the Lord is actually ultimately the hand of the slayer. He's the one who's controlling. All right. But he's going to bring forth the nations to accomplish that feat. You have something? Yeah.
Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Yep.
Therefore is the word at my mouth.
And now real quick, it said I've made thee a watchman. The very idea of a watchman is to convey to you the impending danger.
See, that's what you're going to find out what the message of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about. When you read Exodus the 15th chapter, it captures the very essence of our Lord. Our Lord is a man of war, man. That's how the Lord's going to rationalize things out with the planet Earth. Or it tells you that in Isaiah 66. The Lord said, yep, the Lord shall plead with all flesh by way of the fire. When you go into that word plead in the Hebrew word that would be shapatim, which means judgment. Okay? You're dealing with a power that's greatly to be feared, man. Yeah, oh, you Christians better get ready, boy.
Right.
The Lord has prepared a sword slaughter for you. Those of you who subscribe to the so-called white man, yet you had the audacity. Fuck, man, I hate these Christians. And you can see that here, junior pastor. He's the next waiting pastor in waiting.
Teaching Sunday school.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, come on.
Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel, therefore hid the word in my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Right, so that's the message. We are to warn you from this power. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. But Jake, they don't know his title, one of his titles in the Hebrew. A great demon-like power. Yep. Okay, go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them.
Yep, see? Come out from among them. This is what the Lord requires of you, man. You know, once you wake up, you know, the Lord being a just power, and his mercy even extending a peace offering, he wink at your offenses. But ultimately, you got to come out of this world. And it starts with a fully commitment of the mind, man. You got to move in a certain spirit when you come out the world. You transform into the spirit of Yahushua, man. And it's a real subtle spirit. See, the spirit of Yahushua is real cunning, man. And one able to see afar danger and hide yourself. Because it's a spirit of preservation. Here it is, war going on in you. You know, you making it through, and you get past people, hey, how you doing? You know, and you surviving to the end. That's wisdom. It's wisdom that helps you navigate through life, man. The wisdom of Yahushua. Go ahead.
It says 2 Corinthians 6 and 17, wherefore come out from among them.
Yeah, we set apart. We don't think like you people. See? And not to boast in ourselves, it's the spirit that comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right.
Because the Lord elected a certain number of spirits to see his salvation. See, a lot of you people forgot that the big judgment is now. The time of the Lord's best piece of work is now for America. Why wouldn't it be? You have to have the greatest judgment for the greatest wickedness. That's why it's going to go from war to the fire. You got that? Come on, bring that. Oh, you got that? Oh, yeah. We got to get around to that. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, and be ye separate.
Yep, and be ye separate. The Lord is giving you explicit instructions on how to please him, man. There's no way around it. There's no dark saying here. It is what it is, man. Read it again.
2 Corinthians 6 and 17, wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate,
And it
saith the
starts
Lord.
with the mind, because you can't still have an irresponsible Israelite to hear that, and now they've become separate. You know, I'm going to be honest. When I first came in out of zeal, I messed up a lot of relationships that could have been beneficial to me now. Because I got this truth, and I was just like a kid, giddy with it. Oh my goodness. I had to learn how to harness the power, man. You know, this really means to be separate in the mind, man. You can be around these people, but you have to have a certain reasoning. You have to think like a king. Right, come on.
Michael chapter 2 and verse 10. Rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Yep.
Because it is polluted.
Yeah, this is not your rest. Your mentality shouldn't be, I'm going to set up a 10-year, 15-year plan. Your mind state should be one of a pilgrim, man. But as it were, our people have become acclimated to America. You completely comfortable with the idea of my having to wear a mask. Oh, I ain't see that. Go ahead.
It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction.
So this place is polluted. It'll destroy you with a sword destruction on all levels. And really that goes into the mind too.
What don't the scripture say once you have escaped the pollution of the world? Now this doesn't mean that we're going to escape smelling smog or, you know, carbon monoxide being blown out or GMOs. No, that means the way of thinking that dictates the coming and goings of your people, man. See, you got to walk in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai was a real, he walked the earth in the flesh. You know? Go ahead, we got to hurry up.
It adds to what the ark said, because it begins in your mind. That's how you arise and depart. It begins in what? Your spirit. And and that right there, where your spirit lies, right here in your mind. It says, Romans 12:2, it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
That's beautiful. This is how you're transformed, by the renewing of your mind. And it deals with fully committing to the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. That's why when you read the scripture, go ahead, bro.
I want to ask you a question. I need an answer. I want to ask you a question. I need an answer. When you trying to put on somebody's thought that how could the stuff that we've been taught over here be true when the letters, this taught us like letter alphabets,
yeah,
they wouldn't even exist back then.
Yep.
So I'm like, when you try to tell them that, they're like, you got to speak this devil talk. This devil talk like that. I'm trying to see how would I start trying to take that veil out their eyes, knowing that, okay, you said Jesus, man, the J didn't even exist.
It didn't even exist.
So what you doing is, that's blasphemy. So you taking his mama's name, the name that his mama gave him, and put your own name on it. That J didn't even exist back then. So how are you saying your Savior's name, Jesus Christ?
That's one of the snares.
But then I'll be trying to tell people like, J didn't exist.
It didn't even exist.
So how could the name be Joseph?
And you know what? And that's simple right there. See, the brother can get it. The brother get it. It makes all the sense. Well, the scripture speaks about that. In Proverbs the 8th chapter. You know? So this is a wise counsel, which certainly we not campaigning for everybody to come listen to us, man. You know? In fact, we don't want you up here. Okay? We don't want you to come over here. But because you see Jake, man. Especially the nigga woman, they feeling good, you know. They cool, they smile and stuff like that. But we know in your spirit, you love America, man. Go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 12 and verse 1. Now the Lord said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country.
Yep, get thee out of thy country. And when you go into Abram, that was his name before it was turned to Abraham. But what centers around Abraham, he was known as the friend of the Most High. So in order for you to become friends, acquaintance with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you got to separate out the world, man. In the mind, though, you got to subscribe to a doctrine. That's the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, man. Yep, come on, real quick, give me what you got.
This is 2 Peter.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, hidden in plain sight.
That's it. Yeah, this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahweh.
So you escape the pollution of this world through the knowledge of what?
Of the Lord and Savior Yahweh Mashiach.
That's a particular doctrine. That's not just saying, hey, I'm an Israelite and I love you. Nope. Because he was separated from his family.
Knowledge is right here, right?
Huh?
Knowledge.
Yep, the particular doctrine that comes with this. Because you know, you got a Christian with that same Bible.
Oh, yeah.
So it ain't just this right here. That's what I'm saying. You're dealing with realms now.
Okay, the Israelites.
You're dealing with thoughts.
Talk about the Israelites.
And not just being an Israelite.
The saved people.
You got to be the elect of the nation of Israel. See? Oh, I think it's in Galatians.
Galatians 1.
Yeah, I think it's in Galatians 1. That's it, yep. And the scriptures actually emphasize that. Matter of fact, go to Matthew the 13th chapter. I want to say Matthew the 13th chapter around the 42nd verse, the 43rd, the 44th verse. Read down on it. Because this is a certain doctrine that comes with this book. See what I'm saying? You have a lot of people that actually build a foundation off of the scriptures per se. But do you understand, for an example, if we was to ask the average person, like if I was to ask you just for an example, just hypothetically, what's your take on Revelation the 13th chapter where it speaks about the mark of the beast, right? We read that before, Revelation 13. It 16.
I don't understand all of it. I'm just still learning.
Okay, but no, you never heard of that phrase, Revelation 13, the mark of the beast?
I heard that.
You heard of that, right? Yeah, so if I was just to ask you, not saying you putting you on the spot, but I was to ask anybody that question, what would they think the mark of the beast is? Like, for just give me a shot, what you think it'll be?
Well, he got that son. I don't know. I'm gonna say,
Okay, that's a great answer, bro. That's a great answer.
Good answer.
Hey, that's a great answer. Yeah, that's a great answer.
Somebody got it.
Yeah, but only reason I brought up that point because you're gonna have people with different interpretations of it. That would prove that you gotta subscribe to a certain doctrine. I just wanted to use that as a point. Because just because everybody got the Bible, that don't mean they think alike. You can get that, I think that's Isaiah 51.
Yeah, I can guess on some stuff.
Yep. You can guess on it, but yep, that's right.
Right now, what happened to those vaccination shots, all that stuff, that's a spirit
Right.
on us.
Yeah.
And it's also going to stop us from going different places.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, they're on lockdown.
That falls under the banner too of that whole beast system.
And if you want a job, you might have to get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just guessing that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously you see that.
Yeah.
You know, even a whistleblower is just somebody who's thinking to see that.
coming.
But you got to ask why. You know, with a certain question, why would they do that? You know, it's got people that's going to agree with that and know that it's off. But if they only knew why, you have a so-called white man taking the effort to advance that adverse spirit, you know, against our power.
Mark of the beast. You got something?
Yeah, real quick. This is Galatians 1, and I start at verse 6. It says, yeah, man. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of a Mashiach unto another gospel.
Yep, go ahead.
Which is not another.
Yeah, which is not another, meaning that it's from the same, that's the reading out of the same book, right? Go ahead.
But there be some that trouble you and will pervert the gospel.
When you go into the word pervert, it means to turn, to twist, to put your own spin on it. That's one form of teaching. Get Ephesians 4. Well,
It said that will pervert the gospel of Yahushua.
that's it, which is the doctrine. Yeah, the gospel. There's only one. Well, it tells you in Matthew 24th chapter. Yep, go ahead.
This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body
Yep, there's
and one spirit.
body. There's one body. Right, body, that symbolizes a church, a body of men. The Lord not just dealing with you because you're an Israelite. It's a beautiful thing. You might wake up and be an Israelite. You had Israelites 2,000 years ago that knew they were Israelites. And they even had the temple at their access. Don't make sacrifices. And they still went into good graces with our Lord. In fact, they contributed to putting our Lord to death, man. So just because you're an Israelite, the Lord ain't flattered with that. There's a certain doctrine, the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. There's nothing you can do to externally, nothing you can do to will yourself into the proper knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the scriptures. I don't care how good your study habits are, unless the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua rest upon you, you will never be able to come into the good graces of the Lord.
Right.
See Christianity threw you off. They had you think that you can return to the Lord when you get ready. Today, I'm going to give my life over. You forgot that the Lord was the King of Kings, man. Give me Psalm 65. The Lord is a great king, greatly to be feared. You don't just approach a king, you get your head cut off. See, they misconstrue the true identity of the God of the Bible, man. He's a powerful, he's not this feminine power that, see, our people came up under the vibration of their auntie, man. And listening to the faint sounds of your auntie humming through the kitchen, singing old Negro spirituals. That's not the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. The Lord is a man of war. And certainly nobody can't approach him unless they was invited. Right? Give me what you got, Bill.
Because this Psalm 65 and 4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest.
Yeah, the Lord chose you, man. That's why we out here. That's why we out here. They marvel at us. They say these guys crazy. That's because the Lord chose us, man. Put a spirit on us that's not of this world. Go ahead.
And causes to approach unto thee.
Yeah, the Lord caused us to approach unto him, man. You can't just say, oh, Israelite, that sounds tough. I like that. And you think you come in, no. It's a mental game. It's a mental game, man. You got to know the song. You got to dance to the song of the elect of the nation of Israel. The Lamb. Oh, what's that? You got to understand the riddle. Man, give me Ezekiel 7. This is heavy, man. This is not bound by the earthly realm. Our people, they think they can just come into it. Now, if you can understand the teachings of Yahweh Shai, then the Lord is dealing with you. That's why the scripture said the Lord don't look on the outward man. The Lord is dealing with your heart. You see, go ahead. Go ahead, what you got?
Real quick. This is St. John 7. I start at verse 16. It says, Yahweh Shai answered them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man do his will, he shall know of the doctrine.
Yes, you'll know of the doctrine. And see, really, this was reincarnation coming into play. And that's it. That's another thing. It's hard to get into the counsel of Yahweh Shai, man, because you have to get rid of the world. That's why he said, he that do the will, that's the one going to get. See, you did the will back then. That's why today the Lord equipped you with the necessary tools to entertain this form of teaching. Really the reason why you're here, the Lord dealing with you. Right? Go ahead.
It said, if any man do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of the Most High or whether I speak of myself.
Right, so this is not a carnal, this is nothing we concocted, some elaborate plan. And it's heavy because all these guys come from all these different walks of life. We didn't get together, we at the basement came in with an elaborate, we're going to get our hands. Where it benefit us, man. This is inspired by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because it was prophesied that the Lord would send forth his word before he ultimately violently overthrew America, man. See? Come on. Come on.
This is Isaiah 52 and 8. Now watchmen shall lift up the voice. With the voice together,
right,
shall they
together, that goes into harmony. See, that proves right there that, and because if we're going to just throw it out there, here at Great Millstone, we don't deal with all groups. We separate, man. That's what the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. What you think the word holy means? You can ask the average person what holy means, they couldn't tell you. You got to know what that word means, because then how are you going to know what the Lord requires of you? Well, that word holy simply goes into being set apart, being separate, man. So there's a particular doctrine. That's why when the Lord touched down in Israel, he didn't go to the masses of Israelites. They knew. He didn't go to the Sanhedrin or the wicked amongst the Pharisees and Sadducees. He chose 12 common men who was predestined from the foundation of the world, man. He was actually dealing with the prophets of old. The 12 disciples was actually the prophets that you read about, man. Matter of fact, let's prove that. Give me Job 39 real quick. You know what I want. Yeah, give me that real quick. The disciples just went no regular guy. The Lord said, oh, I like you. No, that was men that Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, had prepared from the beginning of the world. And you witness it. A lot of people don't unsubscribe. Witnessing those same men back today, man. Yeah, go ahead, I'll read.
Deep water.
Yeah, who else gonna do the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua but the prophet, man? And it's like this, if you go into your tool bag and you time to get your hammer, you don't reach for the screwdriver. Well, the Lord went into a spiritual tool bag and pulled the prophets out for Babylon. You're looking at the prophets of old. The Lord ain't gonna change because you can't get it. All right, and that's in Malachi the 3rd chapter. Did you find that?
Yeah, this is Job chapter 19 and verse 25. It says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth.
Yeah, and that's Job the prophet, right? Go ahead.
And that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth.
What is he talking about? What is Job talking about here? He said his Redeemer gonna stand on the earth in the latter days. He was talking about Yahweh Shai, man. Because Yahweh Shai came 2,000 years ago. But why Job said that? Because obviously he was one of the 12. You're gonna see that. Read it again from the top.
Job 19 and verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth. It says, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth.
Yeah, that was Job prophesying that Yahweh Shai come on earth again. See, go ahead.
It says, verse 26, and though after my skin worms destroy this body.
So Job said, when I die, right? Go ahead.
Yet,
go ahead.
In my flesh,
in another body, go ahead,
shall I see my power.
Yeah, he saw Yahweh Shai, man, as one of the 12. So that proves that the Lord ain't gonna change. Them great men back then came back into their life. The story didn't end with Job. He came back to continuing the legacy, man.
guess what? Those men back today, but again, the Lord, in a show of brilliance, he snares you people because he brought us back like this. That's why, and we don't know who we are, and it tells you that in
That's why I told you. Lost everything.
My intention of doing it.
yeah, a tranny too. He was a woman.
Town like probably came.
The engine light probably came on. I get down and see, man, I gotta get this bitch to the house.
I'm running hot. You got the heat on.
Hey, cause we out here, man. We out here. He gone. He gonna go to church. And we gonna be out here teaching the word to the Lord and allow the Spirit to pass. Now, come on, get what you got.
It's 2 Chronicles 36 and verse 15.
Yep.
And the Lord power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up beat time,
So the Lord always sent forth messages. This is nothing you should marvel at. Go ahead.
and sending because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling places. Verse 16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High.
So there you have it today. That's that nigga just pulled out, mocked the messages of the Most High. If there was some white boys out here with pamphlets, right? Which the so-called white man is the devil, man.
That's right.
Those who run the planet Earth and govern the planet Earth, you're the reason why it's chemtrails.
Right. GMO food.
Yeah, GMO foods, homosexuality. That's in contrast to the God of the Bible, man. Plus, not to mention, you slaughtered the natives. That was your forefathers.
What's wrong?
Yep, and guess what? The Lord gonna deal with you, man. The Lord's certainly not gonna forget about you.
Right.
Hey, that's like you see a deer and a lion. And the deer should expect that this next lion should be okay. No, the deer gonna get the hell out of there. Because you know that that's a lion by nature, man. Go ahead. And we was commanded to get away from this devil too, man. Go ahead,
Because 2 Chronicles 36 and 16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his word
Yep.
and misused his prophets.
And misuse the prophets. Our people supposed to be inquiring of us. Hey, because it's cold when you consider the kingdom of heaven, right? That's the next regime. And you people thought that Yahweh Shah was just some soft, nice guy. A hippie with long, stinky hair. No, Yahweh Shah was, he was an Israelite, man, with a lot of salt, a lot of flavor. He got a regime that he ran with. The elect, that's who he loved. That's Proverbs the 8th chapter. Coming men who he promised the keys to heaven, man, meaning rulership to govern over the planet Earth and beyond. And you think, see, our people's mind is in a box. They can't expand when it comes to thinking. When we tell them about spiritual power and how we are governed in the world to come, and the planet Earth and the planets, they said we crazy. But here it is, Esau got NASA. And if you look up all the money NASA spend searching out the heavens, but we crazy because we think of it. But Esau spending your taxpayers dollars. And they trying to create the new bodies. When you go into the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, it consists of us becoming immortals, man. And see, we're not teaching to just average people out here, man.
Right.
It's a spiritual thing. We teach it to the potentially elect. But when you consider NASA, they actually got these spacesuits. That's a replica of the new bodies that's spoken of in the scriptures, man. And they spend a lot of money into searching out the heavens and going under the sea. Give me that in Jeremiah 31st chapter. Yeah, come on.
Reading on 2 Chronicles 36
See,
and 16.
this is above the reasoning of common people, man. You know, you people just want to, and I'm no disrespect, I say this humbly as I can, you know. People just want to shop, watch the game. And they're perfectly content with somebody ruling over them. You not being able to grow your own food. You got to eat at McDonald's, that's off, man.
What's in the ingredients?
Yeah.
You gotta.
Well, I got to look. 8 grams of sodium. Well, they tell you that you buy pomegranate, but then on the back of it, they got everything else.
You know, I'm gonna say something too, like the artificial flavor. They tell you what a strawberry tastes like now. When it say strawberry flavor, but it say artificial. That's their version of what strawberry powder tastes like.
But you know what? It's a middle game. Because if I tell you it's a strawberry, you'll tend to think it's That's just smoke, man. And we don't compare. We talking about just the simplicity of people. That's now, right. If you're a brother out there who do that, you know, that don't mean the Lord won't deal. You know, it's just for the sake of brothers on the other side. You know, because the Lord will take that spirit off. But I'm saying the condition of Babylon, man. This is the worst case scenario. That's why when you go into the scripture, you gotta have a feel for history as well. This outweighs emotions. See how people talk to you all these years ago that I love the Lord. No, the Lord dealing with wisdom, man. Hey, matter of fact, give me Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 8 real quick. We don't get all the precepts through the spirit. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 8. And see, that's why you have the wise men of Esau, the wise men of Canaan, so-called white men in the form of his scientists, his prognosticators, even meteorologists. They dive deep into things that our people don't consider, man. Yeah, they got the heart of their mind. Yeah. They understand, they got ancient relics, ancient artifacts that prove that we the Israelites, man. Yeah. And they know that the prophet's back on the planet Earth again. That's why you have YouTube guidelines. And you can say, I don't believe you, but guess what? We getting the emails. You don't tell me when I'm getting the emails from these. All these brothers up here, they got emails, but the government told you offended them. Yeah. That might be one of these guys, man. Yeah, he probably like, man, I'm gonna live it up. Oh, the scripture say that, Wisdom of Solomon 6 chapter. I'm gonna just live it up, man. Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, that's
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8 and verse 8.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old.
Right, that goes into the history, man. So when you have a feel for history, then you know how far from grace we fell as a people. You know how this is certainly how a kingdom should not be ran. That's why you got to go into the history, man. This is a wise counsel right here, man. This is the counsel of Yahweh Shai. Really, when you go into it, this is the counsel of Solomon. Which, if you can receive it, Solomon was Yahweh Shai, man. That was the Lord. All right, go ahead.
And conjectureth aright.
And conjectureth aright. Go ahead.
What is to come.
That's dealing with prophecy. So read it one more time from the top.
Come. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old.
Right, so we know the history through the Spirit. Go ahead.
And conjectureth aright what is to come.
That's concerning the prophecies. That's why we're telling you boldly, America gonna be destroyed, man. And before the Lord destroyed, he's prepared a series of plagues that will overwhelm you people. Famines. We know you Americans love to eat, man.
Right.
Don't get mad at me. Just you can Google that. You know you can Google it, right? God's gonna destroy you, proud people, man.
Right.
Okay. We're not here to spare your feelings, man. Go ahead,
Cause she knoweth sometimes of the subtile of speeches.
Yes, you know the subtleties of speeches. Right? Meaning you can expound on the dark sands, man. Go ahead.
And can expound dark sentences.
Yep, and shed light on dark sentences. Read.
She foreseeth signs and wonders and events of seasons and times.
Yep, so she foreseeth events and seasons and times. And one of the events is going to be the mandate of the mark of the beast. When you're going to be faced with a decision, with the scripture called the hour of temptation, man. Okay? That's the teaching. That's what it means to be an Israelite. Not just getting a Hebrew name, get some fringes, and you might adopt the saying, Shabbat Shalom, God ain't dealing with that. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Right, so this is a parable, man. This idea of what we teach is a dark sand. This is hidden from the eyes of the people, man. That's why they marvel at us. But it all falls under the intent and purpose of Yahweh Shai. Because what better way to get your attention to bring something you never considered, man. There's no better way. That's why Scripture speaks about this takes itself. Be black, man, with confusion. Lord has prepared a beautiful work for you people, man. See, go ahead. Hey, this is our job to tell you, man. The Lord told us to prophesy these things. See, go ahead.
He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
See, that separates everybody else. That's a private, this is personalized. Trust me, this is not a thing where we are looking to bring in the masses. That's not how it goes. The Lord is dealing with a small sanctuary, a prestige number of spirits that their line go back to the greats, man. They go back actually to Jacob and the 12 patriarchs, and then go down to the 144. Close friends of Yahweh Shai. The close friends of Yahweh Shai, to understand. That's what it is. This is a king who's sharing the spoils with his people, man. That's Yahweh Shai, man. He's the valiant prince of Israel. And when you read 2 Ezra, the 2nd chapter, they saw him as a young man. Hey, give me that real quick. Get that, man. Yahweh Shai popped up in this. Hey, Yahweh Shai coming. You think Yahweh Shai coming as an old, great? You know, they show you like he's something. That's a symbol of wisdom. Yahweh Shai gonna come as a young, valiant man. You're gonna be a young Jake. They're gonna mess with your head up. A young Jake. The one who they look at as being criminal, drug dealer. He's gonna be a young Jake in his prime, dressed, decked out, man, from the heavens, man. Go ahead, Doc. Give me that 2nd Ezra.
Got 2nd Ezra chapter 2. And what you want me to?
Yeah, get all that. Get all that.
Alright, 2nd Ezra 2, and I started at that 8.
Go ahead.
It says, arise up and stand.
Yeah, that's what you witnessing, man. A people down trying to beat up. Boy, Lord said, rise up and stand, man. Go ahead.
Behold, the number of those that he sealed
Woo!
in the feast of the Lord.
In the feast of the Lord. Hey, when you have a feast, that's private. This is a feast, man. It's hidden in plain sight. As the people marvel, if they only knew what was going on up here, man. If they only knew there was the entrance into the world of come, man. They only knew, man, this was the feast, the great supper that you read about in Luke. This is the supper, man. But the Lord suddenly brought it to you, man. And you see coming men that's feasting and gaining understanding that far outweighs the reasoning of you people, man. We're not flattered by your scientists or philosophers and doctors, man. We have the teachings of Yahweh Shai, which leads to immortality and a kingdom, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, which are departed from the shadow of the world.
Yeah, we have departed. There you go again. You got to depart from the shadow of the world. What the shadow represents, the misinformation that's on display here, man. That's an offense in the eyes of the Lord. You call yourself a damn Negro or something like that. That's a part of the shadow of the world. You got to come into the light, of which we brought that out. When somebody might be smart, they say, oh, he's bright. That goes back to the scriptures, man. That goes back to the light of Yahweh Shai. John, the 1st chapter, where it said the light came into the world, but they comprehended it not, man. These are the strange teachings of Yahweh Shai, man, that brings about a kingdom. Oh, that's why what was at the forefront of the gospel? The kingdom of heaven, man. That's why he told the disciples in Matthew the 10th chapter, go forth and preach the kingdom. All right, go ahead,
God, it says, which are departed from the shadow of the world and have received glorious garments of the Lord.
That's this truth. And then the Lord got us in the garments too, man. This is the Lord. Hey, the Lord put together a bad production, man. Because the Lord do things on all levels. You know, for an example, when you consider the waters, they are actually those are waters in the heavens too, if you can see. It's called the Shemayim, man, in the Hebrew. That's why, for an example, they, by instinct, they compelled to call spaceships ships. Because that's the same thing you see in the water, ships. They float, you float in space. You got to breathe with a breathing suit under the water, just like up there.
Yes, sir.
That's why you see so-called UFOs come out of the water, too. Oh, that's why Yahweh Shai was walking on water one night. They ain't know what he was doing. Yeah. Oh, the earth standing out the water. That was Mark. They looked up. Yahweh Shai walking through the water, man. Hey, it's portals in the water. It's portals in the water.
Going back to Jeremiah 31.
Yeah, no, that's it.
That's what the Lord said, try.
But that's what NASA do. When you really go into NASA, NASA don't only search out the heaven, they search out the sea. See, because they understand. They scientists understand.
Well, the spaceship ran out to that.
Because it's all on par with each other. You know?
That's the train in the water too. That's the train
Yep.
inside deep water. Why they training in water and about to go in space, man? That proves our point.
Hey, well, when you consider when the sun ain't out, the water look like night.
I think it's showing that on that movie, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. When he floated out in the space, it was like he was in water. You look at the water at night, it looked like the night, man. Just like in the day, that's like
black bees in the tank when they are training in the water to simulate the darkness.
Yeah. So these are the things that the top elites of the so-called white man consider. Our people, they marvel at these things because they have been taken
by the vows of the devil. They've been taken by the sorcery of Esau through his media. Which, by the way, that word media goes back to witchcraft, man.
Oh.
The medium.
Medium?
Yep, that's what it is.
Like medium,
It dominates the minds of you people to keep you sidetracked from tapping into true understanding.
That's sorcery.
Yeah, sorcery. That's why they give you TVs and fairs and carnivals and NFL and NBA
Football,
to keep you dumbed
basketball.
down while they search out the treasures of King Solomon. That's what it really going into. They're searching out it's a treasure hunt. Yeah. This is a treasure hunt for the treasures of Solomon. That's what it is. Because when you go into it, King Solomon had the spirit to rule in peace, man. He didn't even have to worry about war coming up against him, man. There were 40 years of peace, which was a prelude to the kingdom of heaven. All right, go ahead.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 2, in verse 40, take that number of Zion.
Right, that's 144,000. When you go into a place that requires someone to be invited, they give you a number. You got a ticket, you got a seat. And the Lord gave you a number before the foundation of the world. Go ahead.
It says, take that number of Zion and set up those of thine that are clothed in white.
Right, and shut up, right? This is a closed ceremony, man. And it said those who are clothed in white. That white represents the understanding of the Bible, man. Which the word white symbolizes pure. And the covering represents the Lord protecting you, being preserved from the said perils, man. Go ahead,
It reads,
you got another one?
oh no.
All right, go ahead.
It says, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord, the number of thy children whom thou longest for.
Yeah, so the Lord is longing for us, our Lord Yahweh Shai. That's why we're known as the bride. When you go into the ancient custom, a husband will have a bride betrothed to him. And he had to see her, in a certain season, ceremonies after the, before you led up to the token of virginity and all that. Versus in this world, which is totally out of order, man. You bow down to a woman who's been with over 35,000 men. Now she ready for you. Well, that's contrary to the will of Yahweh Shai, man. In the ancient world, you got you a woman, and after she reached her flower, 13, 14, and you raised her up. Go ahead, and you're going to see the views drop. Go ahead. And just get out of here, man. Go ahead.
It said the number of thy children whom thou longest for.
See, the number of thy children whom thou longest for, that's the bride of Yahweh Shai. The Lord longing for us, man. But he's bound by prophecy. Right? Go ahead.
He said it is fulfilled.
Now it's fulfilled. We're in the time now. But we've been prepared. You dress up and you adorn the wife, the bride. But this is the preparation. Let's prove that the preparation is teaching the word. Give me Ezra real quick. No, you can hold that one too. I think that 10 and 7, I think, or 7 and 10. The Lord is preparing us now by giving us this information. We now found out who our enemies are, those who hate us, right? And by me saying that, it should resonate with those who really hate us. If you really hate me, man, that means you know I'm telling the truth, man. Go ahead,
This is Ezra chapter 7 and verse 10. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord.
And how did he prepare himself, right? Because that's what happens when a bride is getting ready for the groom. She prepares herself. Let's see what the symbolic meaning of this is. How are we preparing ourselves? Go ahead.
And to do it, and to teach,
and to what?
And to teach.
And to teach, man. This is the setting that the Lord chose to return to him, man. You got to be taught. You have to be polished up and groomed to be a priest, man. The Lord ain't dealing with you if your mind state is of the world. Go ahead. Now, it is a transition. You got to come out of the world. The Lord takes you with you. If you're a part of the elect, the Lord going to deal with you. Just simplify. Go ahead. This nigga's still out here, man. Yeah, he was out here. Boy, rest.
It says, Ezra chapter 7 and verse 10, for Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord, and to do it, and to teach in Israel.
And to teach in Israel, and Israel is a people before they are placed. So we're teaching our people, yet they are not, they are not drawn to this message, man. Well, it's a saying, if you want to keep anything from a nigga, put it in a book.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, and to teach in Israel.
And to teach in Israel, go ahead.
Statutes.
Go ahead.
And judgment.
And judgment. The Lord said he's going to kill you, man.
That's right.
That's it.
That's the teaching. That's what we was here to teach you. Don't think we just choir guys, choir boys with Bibles. No, we out here on behalf of the King of Kings, man. With explicit orders that he gonna kill you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the so-called white man first and foremost.
Right.
Because you greatly offended, man. We ain't forgot about what happened in the slave trade. You was dealing with the children of Israel when you dealt with them, man. Then you still carrying that perpetual hatred to this very day. All right, come on.
I got something.
All right, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 4. Where the word of a king is, there is power.
Yep, read, go ahead.
Good. And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
What verse you at? Okay, yep, read that again. Yep.
Good. It says, where the word of a king is, there is power.
And this is what the word of the king is. When somebody brings forth convey a decree from a higher power, you got to respect the person that's bringing the message, man. So right here is what the word of the King of Kings is. And the Lord has sanctioned the overthrow of America, man. Simple as that. That's in the Bible. Go ahead.
Good. It says, and who may say unto him, what doest thou?
Right. So just because you might not agree with this message, you can't, somehow quell the intents and purposes of your Yahweh Shah. Yep. Go ahead.
This is St. Matthew 13 and 41. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend and them that wish to iniquity.
Yeah, that's it. So everybody's going to be gathered in a certain sense, but Lord's going to send forth his message.
Serious game.
This is Revelation 22 and 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they might.
And that's a stumbling block. That verse right there is one of many stumbling blocks when concerning the touchy subject of the commandments, man. Because you have a simple Israelite, and an irresponsible approach to say that means keep the commandments. When we know you're not keeping the commandments as Moses, as they say, which are the commandments of Yahweh Shah. The commandments that the Lord is speaking about is to teach this word and to believe on it. Do you know believing is that's the law? Matter of fact, give me that. You gonna go back? Give me Romans. Yep. Give me Romans 3 and 27. So the commandments extend even to this time. They're not just bound by, the Old Testament. There's royal laws. You got the royal law in the New Testament, man. That's to believe on. What's really the royal law? Really to sum it up, to believe what Yahweh Shah said.
That's it.
What Yahweh Shah told you. Go ahead.
This is Romans 3 and 27. Where is boasting then?
Yep.
It is excluded. By what law?
Yeah.
Of works?
Go ahead.
Nay. But by the law of faith.
See, but by the law of faith, man. And where faith goes into belief. So this is a law for you to believe this doctrine, man. So for those who believe it, which have to mean you have an analytical mind, you are not in this world, and that means you qualify to see the salvation of Yahweh Shah, man. Which again is the idea of the doctrine above the simplicity of you Americans. You're the dumbest people on the planet Earth.
Right, that's it.
Eating Taco Bell, right? But yet you know something. Yeah, you eat yourself. Yeah. Yeah, they're on what they call it, like on a major, what they call it, an incubator somewhere.
On the board.
Bill Gates paying y'all.
Yeah, one.
Jay, like, couple on, Yep, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Revelation 22 and 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life,
Yep.
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Yeah, and that's dealing with this truth. Starting with this truth. That tree of life is this knowledge. Matter of fact, give me I think that Ecclesiastes 19. Get that real quick. Because what we are digesting, right, it leads to immortality, man. Matter of fact. Yeah, Yahweh Shah promised this way back, man. Yep, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes Sirach 19 and 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord.
See, the word knowledge, see the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord. And again, the commandments is the commandments in its entirety. How we know that? Because it's not one person here on the planet Earth now that's keeping the laws in its entirety. We don't want to hear that, man. Like how you I see them low-level, entry-level groups.
Yep.
They teach things like that. That means they don't understand, they don't know what this book's about. Go ahead. And then knowledge of the commandments. That was their push. Yeah. If you ever watch them, somebody was in choir, they always said, keep the law, keep the law. Yeah, they push that.
You ask them a question, they'll say, hold up, for everything, where your fringes at?
Yeah.
So,
And it's hard to keep the law like when
you can't keep the law.
when you're in slavery. When you're in captivity, it's hard to keep all the laws. You keep some of them.
Yeah, the ones you can keep, you keep to the best of your ability. But knowing that that's not going to, in no wise, solidify your salvation with the Lord. And that's really, when you do that, you're tempting the Lord. Because the Lord gave you time, the Lord gave you a chance to keep the law, but you didn't do it. Now here it is, the Lord sent his son. Now you want to say, I'm going to keep the law.
Yeah.
Lord kill you for that.
So I just get out of captivity, we can keep the law. Yeah, but we'll be able to do it.
No, you can't keep the laws out of it.
I'm telling you, after we get in the kingdom.
Hold on real quick. All right, let me see. Real quick. Yep.
So I'm saying there's no right from wrong.
That's right. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, because the laws too, you got laws that hang, all the laws hang on certain laws. Which, you know, in the full scheme of things, if you respect another brother, then in essence, you're keeping the laws. Yeah. But the law's going to be written in your heart in the kingdom.
That's right.
See, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to keep the laws instinctively. That's what that's going into. Yeah. The Lord said he's going to take away, I wouldn't say that. The Lord said he's going to take away our stony heart and give us a fleshly heart, which means a living heart. Yeah.
Scripture said, by faith and not works, that's in a man's soul.
Yep, Yep, and that's it. He's going into the works of the law. Because when you go into a lot of the friction and resistance that came with the ministry, there was a lot of Israelites that was boasting and keeping the law. And they was, and in doing that, they was putting a burden on other Israelite foreigners. Because you had Israelites that were scattered. When you go back to Isaiah 11 chapter, he talks about how people were scattered. That's why you go into Asia Minor, the different voyages of Paul. You had Israelites scattered all through the region, all through the world. And you had Israelites that were coming back into the knowledge. You had other Israelites putting a burden on them by pushing the law, and they couldn't keep it. Like you actually had Israelites that wasn't circumcised. The disciples had to have meetings about it. Tell them, don't let them get circumcised just as yet. Let them, come around slowly. But overall, the laws would not justify you in his lifetime. And the way the Lord set it up is because, for an example, you got to keep high holy days too now. Yeah. You ask a lot of people talk about the law, you ask them, you name one law, they don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. They don't even know the laws. They just say the laws. That's why we know a lot of people full of BS, man.
So if you're working on Saturday, your job requires you.
Sabbath is not the Sabbath. Sabbath is not the Sabbath.
It's not?
No. And the Sabbath is based upon the new moon. I'm going to give you an example, right? When Moses, this should be simple now. When Moses and the children of Israel was in the wilderness, did they have a calendar from CBS on the tree?
No, they didn't.
Because Saturday and Sunday and Friday and Monday is not even in the Bible, man.
So
That's a wrong.
So you don't know which day is what?
You know what I'm saying, though? I'm saying. Like, you go back to the Gregorian calendar, and those calendars go back to Julian calendar. They go back to the Romans. That's the so-called white man system you under. You got leap years, all that. So that's one of the missions of the kingdom of heaven, man. You think the Lord just got every day Saturday. The Lord don't honor Saturday, man. Oh, the Lord honored the new moon. The Lord just covered up. It was up. The calendar is based upon the moon. When you go into that word moon, you know what it means in the Hebrew? Month. That's why you got to come into the council. A lot of people, I tell you, Israel, second time Israel teachers, man, they not in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. They just run circles around. They play on the emotions of our people, knowing that we've been downtrodden so long. That don't make sense at all. You mean tell me you following the day? Which Saturday goes back to Saturday. That's Greek. Esau named that. That's under the system of, that's the beast system.
So we don't know what day is the Sabbath.
No, we know what day is the Sabbath. We keep the Sabbath.
So what is that?
Yeah, we based upon the new moon. That's what I tell you, based upon the moon. It's based upon the new moon. Matter of fact, read the scripture.
So this is the book of Sirach 43. Sirach 43 in verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season.
See, you got to read the scripture first before you can even read first. Get the explanation first, then. Oh, the scriptures say, listen first before I examine. Listen before you examine. Hey, really, you got to throw away everything. And that's what a wise man do. You got to throw away everything you thought you knew. You got to pick up on something else. When you go shopping, you don't take the same cart you had last week, because how you going to get something else from it? You got to empty out the first cart and come shopping. So in order to do that, you got to examine what you want to buy. Go ahead, read it again. After you read it, then we can consider. Go ahead.
Sirach 43 and 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of time.
For a declaration of time. That's why you have new moon. You have new moon. You have different festivals based upon the moon. Go ahead.
It says, and a sign of the world.
A sign of the world. Go ahead.
From the moon is the sign of feast.
From the moon is the sign of feast. The Sabbath is a feast day, pretty much. Go ahead.
A light that decreaseth in her perfection.
It decreases in her perfection. When you go into the moon, it comes in phases. When you see that little slither of light, that's the new moon. Then it fills up into a full moon. It's a 4-year cycle. You got to get rid of the so-called white man. You got to think how to keep the Sabbath and have him tell you. You got to come out of that and go and plan what you know. Don't you see the moon do that? You don't need the so-called white man to tell you what day it is. After the new moon, you in the first day after the new moon, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day. You count 7 days to the next day. The spirit had there were the moon rag on the spirit of the Lord. The scripture say the Lord, a wonderful counselor, man. You can't make this up, man. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go, bro. Tomorrow evening is Sabbath. Tomorrow evening is the Sabbath. It's based upon the new moon. That's how you get the Sabbath.
And this is back Sirach 43 in verse 8. It says the month is called after her name.
See, hold up real quick, bro. Read that again.
God, it says the month is called after her name.
So the moon ain't up there for decoration. It serves as the month. You know? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Increasingly wonderfully in her changing.
It increases. It fills up. It's like an hourglass.
That's right.
You see the sand building up the hourglass? That's the moon. Go ahead.
It says, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in a firmament of heaven.
Heavenly places, you know. But we don't own somebody, we looking at the moon. That's why I said for the arms of the moon. You got somebody to think that it was like waiting on Saturday. Yeah, it's for us, man. To nobody else, they think the moon just don't consider the words of the Lord. You mean tell me how we gonna keep time? How we need the so-called white man to tell us how to keep time? Everybody base their thing upon Roman. That's why the scripture says you got to come out of this world. Esau have a stronghold on our people, man. You still, you know, you can't go forward without equating Esau. He's dominating your mind. You gotta be able, for it to make sense to you, you have to incorporate what this man told you. That's why this is a foreign thing. This is being born again. Yeah, come on.
Okay, this is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Go ahead.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Yeah, and that love of the Father means it's true. Understand. If you love this world, if you cleave to this world, right? If this is your refuge, you have to always find yourself revert back to what the world says, then the love of the Father is not in you, man. And you so-called you Christians out there, you don't believe in the Bible, you know, in reality.
That's right.
You believe in the so-called white man. If I have to ask you how you feel about the LGBTQ, you have a sympathy, you have a soft spot for it. That means that the love of the Father not in you. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life.
And now we're at the height of that. That's why you have Facebook, Instagram. That's the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes. You can't get on unless you study. I don't care if you're an Israelite. You got fringes. See, we ain't on Instagram and all that up man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, that's why the scripture said riches is not comely for a nigga. Because see, we're not flattered by guys with friends. I'm not talking about him and nobody. I'm just saying we're not flattered by guys with friends. Because we know they don't know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, man. You can't get by with just that, you know?
Yeah, it says, it's not of the Father, but it's of the world.
Yeah, your mentality is of the world. You have not decommitted from the world. You have to fully commit to the thoughts, all right? The intents of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is offensive. That's another thing. The truth is offensive. Right. The ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is offensive, man. Because ultimately what you find out is, you know, your family members might have to die or, see? All right, come on.
It says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof.
And the world passeth away, that's talking about the world of Esau. When you go into that word world, it goes back to Eon, which means an age, a certain age. A lot of our people, when they hear the phrase, the end of the world, they incorporate it with the planet Earth. No, it's talking about the end of an age. Just like other kingdoms prior to this system, they all came and went. They rose to power and fell out of power. No different than with America. Go ahead.
But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
And that's going into immortality. That's what this teaching leads to. See, we believe that we won't die, man. See, that, but that's a part of the doctrine. That's why it's not of this world. And Yahweh says that. Give me that real quick, Matthew.
It's Matthew. Chapter 16 and verse 28, verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
Right, and that right there proved that you had men that was in their hearing that they died, but the Lord said they would not taste death until the Lord come in his glory. The only way you can make sense of that is reincarnation. And that's dealing with certain, you see men up here today that's not going to taste death till they see the Lord return. See, Christianity teaches that you got to die for it to make sense. When Pastor Rob you blind, and the only way you can get to the bottom of it, you got to die first. Then you'll figure it out. Go ahead.
This second Ezra
that's a hell of a thing. You can't even come back and get me.
Yeah.
You can't come back and get me that. You got to die first. Yeah, go ahead.
This second Ezra 6 and 25, whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee shall escape and shall see my salvation.
Yeah, you're going to, after that spirit, they're going to see the return of Yahweh Shah. All his glory and splendor and majesty, man. That's the truth of the Bible, not what your pastor told you. Okay? You should look for him to do something to him.
That's right.
I'll put him to death. Go ahead.
And the end of your world.
I'm talking about you guys, you always tapped in. Oh, that's spirit. You know they spent a fortune on the Christian. They put a lot of money in the Christianity. 43 years. That's the EO test.
Verse 26, and the men that are received shall see it.
Go ahead.
Who have not tasted death.
Yeah, that's the truth of the Bible. There's certain spirits that will not taste death till the Lord return in his glory. So you better go get your money back from your pastor. Because he told you a lie. Your pastor told you to believe a white boy.
That's right.
With long stringy hair. You mean tell me that ain't crazy?
Yeah.
He made you believe a white hippie was gonna save you, man. He made you believe he was gonna save you, man.
That's right.
That's the same guy put you in captivity, man. Yeah, that's the one that conquered you as a people.
That's right.
That's why the face on you, the add insult to injury, you got his face on it. Somewhat commemorating the fact that he conquered you as a people, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel.
That's right.
That's the truth of the Bible. Those of you who went into captivity under the foot of your enemies and oppressors, thus fulfilling biblical prophecy, man. Because you greatly offended your power. Hey, now people ain't gonna believe that because the so-called white man got you. You're gonna leave here and go to Captain D's. And continue, and you're gonna continue, hey, and you're gonna continue in the Babylonian experience.
That's it.
You're gonna cut the crab. Come on, man.
It says,
Are you Americans is just gone, man. This message is not for the masses of the people either. Okay, go ahead.
it says, and the man that shall, that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth.
Yep, see?
Woo!
From in his lifetime. You know,
And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning.
yeah. So the Lord is working a perfect work. You know, a glorious work. Like, you know, you ask our people, hey, for an example, right? Hey, let's say this, right? Hey, real talk, let's say this. You had your mechanic to come and look under your hood. I bet you're not going to question him. Right. I bet you're not going to question your plumber, man. But soon you see us with a Bible, our people think it's a level playing field. I know the Bible too. Yeah. But if your plumber came to the house, you're not going to question him. He's going to tell you need this new part, and you ain't going to ask him, how much, sir? But the Bible is the one book everybody think they know. They got an opinion. But if you ask them, what is it? If I ask you right now, just to give me a clue with Ezekiel the 17th chapter, where is that going? Yep, come on, right? All right, come on.
This is St. John 17:6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world.
Yeah, the Lord manifested this to his men, man. This is a secret counsel, man. Can't anybody come into the true understanding of Yahweh Shema Shah, which that's the true name of heavens and earth, the power of heavens and earth.
It says, thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
Right, they have kept thy word, okay? That's personalized. When you really go into the scriptures, right? It was only given to certain spirits. It was personalized. Everybody can receive an inheritance, man. That's what makes it precious. It don't matter how much you desire, how much you lust to know the Lord, but guess what? The truth of the matter, he's a great king. And he chooses who he wants, man. That's why our people are under the vibration of America, Babylon the Great. The most wickedest kingdom ever erected. You think the God of the Bible gonna let this place escape with the spoils? No, he's gonna destroy this place, man. Right. He's gonna bring about a great famine, too. Your preacher didn't tell you that, did he? But we come in the stead of the prophets of old. We're gonna give you the truth, we're gonna give it to you raw, man. The God of the Bible is preparing to spring forth into action, man. You think the Lord gonna let the so-called white man just run and wreak havoc on the planet Earth? No, man. Just like he overthrew the ancient Egyptians, he's gonna overthrow the modern day white man, which is the Edomites.
Right.
Right. All right, come on, got anything else? Hey, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Double honor to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, the brothers out there laboring in his work. And as always, you believe it's the Akim as well as the Aqua. Subscribe to these teachers as well. Till the next time, Shalom.
Shalom, DTA, Abba Baba. Soon.
Soon.
Very soon.
Pretty soon. Hey, hey, brother, no problem, brother. Good to see you too, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Shalom.